are the same, yesterday, forever. Your word remains full of power and glory.
Yes, Sister Pamela, can you please share what the Lord has done in your life in a few minutes? Tell us what happened, what the Lord did, and how you were able to overcome this. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Pamela Jones, and I am a member of the Hampton Winners Chapel in Hampton, Virginia. And I wanted to give my testimony about how the Lord healed me of my issues in my shoulder a few weeks ago during the sprinkling of the blood service. Anyways, I just want to give you a little bit of background about what happened to my shoulders. About 4 years ago, I was boarding a train, and in the course of me boarding the train, there was an officer, a police officer, who worked for the train station. Well, not the train station, but who worked for the subway system. And she was actually in the doorway, standing in the doorway when I was approaching, and she saw me, and I got her attention to let her know I wanted to make the train, and she stepped sideways to hold the train. And as I was crossing into the train from the platform, the accident occurred in two parts. I was crossing into the train, and she stepped out of the doorway while I was crossing into the doorway. And as soon as both of us took like maybe the next step or two, the doors closed onto my bags. I had a telescoping suitcase, and I had a large bag with a heat. Anyways, I had a large bag that actually had a personal space heater in it. And it closed on the bags. Because I didn't see that it was about to close, I couldn't let go of the bag, and I ended up getting jerked backwards towards the door by momentum. The momentum of the train doors closing onto it. So that was the first part of the accident. And then afterwards, once they got the doors open and I got my bags in, the train operator decided not to wait and close the doors again. And I didn't know then, I know now for sure, but I didn't know then that once those doors close, that actually starts the train to accelerate. It starts the motion to accelerate. So before I could even get to a seat, I was up in the air again. I was flying upwards, backwards, and landed on top of all of those bags and baggage and onto the handle. And I ended up finding out that I tore my left rotator cuff. I got tendinopathy in both arms. I ended up with this condition called lateral epicondylitis in both elbows because my elbows flexed they straightened out all the way backwards. They hyperextended. I ended up with nerve damage and the nerve from my elbow to these fingers on both hands. I ended up with hyperextension of my knees, and I ended up with cysts behind my knees, and I had a lot of difficulty walking. And I ended up with a herniation in my neck, a herniation in my mid-back, and a herniation in a couple of herniations in my low back of the disc in my back. So that was the injury I sustained from just trying to get on the train and get to a seat. I went for a long period of time with all different kinds of therapies and stuff like that. And that surgery has been recommended. I had one surgery in this arm, this side, and it didn't want to straighten out after the surgery. And now this arm doesn't straighten out. But the shoulders gave me a lot of problems and probably helped perpetuate what was going on in my hands. And when I was in that service, I started praising God. I started just declaring healing over my body, and in the service, I could feel the difference in my shoulders. It was just like, bam, and I could feel that pain was gone, and that pain was persistent. And even now, my doctor tells me it doesn't the rotator cuff tear won't heal without surgery. It'll be there. But I can tell you right now, I don't have pain, and I haven't had pain since that particular service, which was about a month ago. So I just wanted to give my testimony on that. And I believe that everything else is en route. I was healed that night. Now, God is his own God, and he's going to manifest it when he wants to. But I already believe I'm healed because I felt the power of the Holy Spirit and the power of God come on me that night and heal both my shoulders. That's my testimony.